when applied to the heretical apostates in their arrogance, they boldly deny and seemingly even openly mock fundamental Christian doctrine about Jesus, which is what we've been talking about throughout the end of chapter 1 and 2. They deny the parousia, his coming. They deny his final judgment coming with him. And their description of the angels is probably tied to the fact that they deny this, because angels play their part in the eschatological judgment. Jesus describes it in ways like they'll go and they'll gather people up for the great judgment, and then the Son of Man will divide them left and right. You know, sheep on the left, goats on the right kind of picture. And so it's like, so the angelic hosts, the armies of heaven, play their part in the eschatological picture in several different ways that I'm not going to go into. I'll give you some text in a second that will help you go read some passages on that. But you can see if they're going to deny this, his coming, they're going to deny his authority over the angels. Well, who has authority over the angels then? Who has authority over the celestial host, if not the Son of Man? And the answer is, we either don't care or we give ourselves authority to it. That's their boldness and their arrogance. And I would just ask the question, can a Christian deny or mock fundamental Christian doctrines and still be a Christian? I mean, this has been a debate raging for centuries. We're not going to solve it here. We're just going to ask the question. How much can you deny about Jesus before you deny Jesus? Right? Stuff that the Bible is very explicit about. I'm not talking about secondary issues or questions that the Bible is not explicit about. The Bible is very explicit that Jesus is coming bodily, physically to the earth, bringing the armies of heaven and destroying evil once and for all. And it's like, if you deny that aspect of the gospel, are you really a Christian? You know, and so just think about it. It's an open-ended question. I don't know that I know where the line is. I just know that I see people probably on both ends of however I perceive the line to be, and which is why I don't really come down hard on a line here or there. That is something for God to ultimately resolve at this time in the future. So our role, I think, is to say, you know, you should certainly know where what the Bible says about Jesus' return. You should certainly encourage people to actually believe it, live like it and stuff. When you see them, I don't really think that's going to happen or whatever, you should know it's explicitly stated in the Bible. It's going to happen that way. And you're just going to have to let God ultimately do the dividing on his own in the future. So we do the best we can.
Doesn't that identify the line for you? Aren't we to look at examples before us? Isn't that part of discernment? I can't judge someone's soul.
Yeah.
For sure. But I can certainly judge their visible behavior.
Yes. So all I'm trying to say is if they were teaching something like this, I would say, like, I'd be worried about your faith. I'd be worried about your notions that you even are a Christian. Right. But at the same time, I can't condemn you as if you're not.
I can certainly question whether you are.
Yeah,
right?
I'm going. It affects how I'm going to address and treat you with a little bit of, like you said, discernment, right. A little bit of weariness. I think you're in dangerous waters for sure. And yes, and I want to tell you the truth that the Bible does say this, and I want you to respond to it. Right. But at the same time, because I cannot ultimately know your heart, right. I'm not going to say that you're an apostate just because you're denying this. I'd say you're in danger of becoming apostate for sure. These men who are outright denying it, their behavior that's following from it, because they don't think there's any consequences to their actions, they're willing to take those actions, devolving into their animalistic instincts, right? And so Peter's coming along where they're already at and saying, you guys are already apostates. You deny the teachings, and that's led to your behavior. Just because they're denying the teachings doesn't mean they're yet an apostate. And that's, I think, the middle ground that Peter wants to rescue some people from in these churches, and that we can be engaged in more constructively.